Hey guys, it's Frances, and today I have for you a very Christmassy look. And here is the look that I came up with. And if you'd like to see how I got it, just make sure that you keep watching. So I am starting out with this really fantastic Braves Diva polish, and it's Peppermint Bark in the Park. This was one of her Christmas duo. It's a white base Acrylic, and it is probably the most amazing white base polish I've ever used in my entire life. It's got these small red micro glitters in it and these larger green, see-through green flakies in it. It looks like candy on your nails, and it applies like a dream on the first coat. I was amazed. It looks amazing. And I'm just going to come in with my orange wood stick and clean up around the edge a little bit there, and then I'm going to come in with the second coat, which just adds to the magic. It just comes completely opaque and perfect on the second coat. There's more of those flakies and more of those glitters, and it is just a stunning polish, and it looks like peppermint bark on your fingernails. And then I'm going to add a fast dry top coat. And here I'm putting on a fast dry top coat just to smooth out the top, and there's a little bit of texture but not a whole lot. And I just wanted to show you, look at that, it looks like candy on my nails. How gorgeous is that? And there is what it looks like without anything on it, and I wore this by itself for several days actually. And then I'm going to come in with this plate from Beauty Big Bang, and I have a discount code for them below for 10% off, so make sure that you use that if you'd like to order. And here's my Ejiubas stamper. And then I'm going to come in and color in with some acrylic paints. I haven't done acrylic paints in a while, so I figured it was high time. And I'm going to be using a couple different brushes, and I'll also bring in a dotting tool at some point, but I'll show you that before I do it. And then I'm going to pick up this really cute little Santa Claus, and I'm using Braves Diva polish as my stamping polish. It's on the black, and I will link her website below as well if you'd like to purchase any of these things. And there is my Santa, and I'm trying to get the excess off, and then I said, oh, I'll forget it. It's not going to show up anyway on my nail. So this is what my Santa looks like. That stamper picks up beautifully. This is the first time I was using the stamper. And then I'm going to come in with this rose colored acrylic paint. I did not have a flesh color, so I'm going to go ahead and mix one. The rose was just a tiny bit too pink, I think. So I'm going to come in and add some brown acrylic paint, and I'm going to mix the two together. I really do like using acrylic paint. I think sometimes it's easier to work with than polish. It doesn't dry, it doesn't get sticky. So sometimes if you're using regular polish to color things in and it's sitting there for a while, it tends to get a little on the sticky side, and then you can end up pulling up that design that's on your stamper head or that you've placed on your mat. You could pull up the stamping because it will stick to it. If that doesn't really happen with acrylic paint, so I'm going to come in and fill in his cute little nose and his face. And I'm just kind of dotting it in there. I'm being very gentle because I know it looks big on the screen, but it's actually very small. I almost broke out my magnifying glasses for this one. The image was fairly small. You'll see it fits in the middle of my nail without shrinking, so it's not a huge image at all. So then after that, I'm going to come in with this teeny tiny little dotting tool, and I'm trying to get those holly berries in the middle of the holly without getting everything else. And then I'm going to come in with some white paint on Santa's beard. And like I said, this does not dry as fast as nail polish, but it's also, if it gets on your hands or it gets on anything else, it's way easier to clean off than nail polish. Usually if you get nail polish on something else, you can just, it's done because you need to use acrylic on it. And then I'm going to come in with some green on those holly berries, or on the holly leaves rather. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to fill in part of Santa's hat. Now, I did not fill in the white part of the brim of Santa's hat yet, because I was waiting for the holly berries and the holly leaves to dry before I did that. So there is a method to my madness. Now, I will warn you, apparently I did not clean off that brush well enough. And now you only need water to clean it off, but I didn't clean off the brush well enough. and I'll show you in a minute. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to do reverse stamping on this one. So I'm going ahead and I'm putting just a teeny tiny bit of that top coat on there. I'm not going across it. Now I did 2 of these. So on this one, I'm going to be creating a decal. So I'm making sure that I cover it completely with a thick coat of top coat. So I'm going to do reverse stamping with one and make a decal with the other. So this is the one I chose for reverse stamping, and I'm trying to do this with a not clear stamper head. So let's see how I do. So I'm just going to position that on my finger, and I'm going to push and lift off as soon as I can see that it's on my nail. And there it is now. I think I did a pretty decent job centering this for not having a clear stamper, but it's a little crooked, but it's okay. It's on my Chester hand, so it's not a big deal. The reason that I put some fast dry top coat on there is because, like I said, this is not sticky enough. So I needed to add a little stick so it would adhere to my nail. So you can reverse stamp with acrylic paint. You just need some sort of sticky base or a sticky adhesive. There, I remember I said I didn't clean off that brush very well. Well, it left a little pink residue, so I just went over with a little bit of white on top of it because I wasn't going to be able to live with it. And then I put a fast dry top coat on top, and I was completely done. Now here's the decal that I made. So I'm going to lift it off with my tweezers, and I'm going to come around the edges just to make sure that I lift everything off. And I let this dry a lot longer. I let this dry probably a good 20 minutes. And then I'm going to go ahead and lift the rest off with my finger, and I think it was the perfect pliability. And then I'm just going to trim off the excess around the edges. And I always struggle doing this on camera, like staying on camera and being able to cut it. And you'll see I'll drop it. I have to pick it up. I swear I don't struggle this much when I'm not on camera. It's just a lot harder to do this on camera. I promise you. But what I'm doing is just cutting that excess around the edges so that I don't have that much overlap of the clear polish. I don't have to be very precise about this. I just don't want to cut into Santa. That would be horrible. I probably could have sped this up a bit, but I wanted to show you what it took me like in real time rather. Okay, so when I got him cut the way I want, I'm just going to go ahead and place him on my nail. Now he's very dry, so I don't really need I don't really have to worry that I have to get it stuck in the right place in the first time, and I could just push him on there and he was sticking. I guess my top coat was still a little sticky enough to where it was fine. And then I'm just going to come in again with a fast dry top coat and go over the top, and that's going to seal everything in and save Santa. And here is my final look. I want to know what you guys think. I actually really love this one. I kept this one on forever. That Brave Steel polish is fantastic. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending your time with me, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye.